I just want to say I apologize ahead of time. I'm a little sick. Today is like the only day off I have for a while where I just have absolutely nothing to do. So I wanted to record a video, let you guys all know what's going on. So yeah. Hello, all you internet people. How you all doing? It's so weird hearing the name Orc because no one really calls me that anymore. I have a few friends who do, but for the most part, people call me by my real name. They call me by my college nickname, which is Onk. It's been long enough that there's a very strong disconnect for me with the name. I don't think I've outgrown it, but it feels weird for me personally to say it. So I just wanted to touch base while I had some free time. So on top of, school and clubs and all that, I'm also working part-time as a stagehand. I help rig lights, I work curtains, I help move curtains around, I work audio. So even over Thanksgiving break, I'm still going to be busy. I've got assignments. I'm now an early education major, working toward going to grad school for education. No surprise there. Maybe even getting a doctorate if I can go that far. I've also, in my free time, been doing club stuff. I actually have YouTube. This is not a real gun. This is a Nerf gun. I'm not crazy into Nerf, but I have a friend who is starting up a Nerf club. I'm filling in an officer position until he can find someone to replace me. So I gotta play with toys like this. I'm also competing for my school. I'm going to try not to dox myself. I compete for Val in the Eastern Conference, which is a collection of colleges all throughout the East Coast. I'm now actually competing for Valorant, which is kind of cool. The competition I play at is not terribly good. We play at like an Immortal level. Most people in our division, the good players are high Immortal. We have a few Immortals on our team as well. But it's not Radiance. We're not Radiance. We're not like tier 2 or anything like that. So on top of like hanging out with friends and club stuff, work, school, I never realized, like, early education majors, the track doesn't seem that hard. Like, education majors get a rep that it's relatively easy, and I'm not going to say it's not. It's definitely easier than like a lot of other courses, but it's a lot more time commitment. It's a lot of assignments and a lot of like public speaking. You end up giving a lot of presentations, which, I don't mind. Now, I don't plan to stop just being like a teacher. I would like to continue on and keep going. I'm more interested in learning how people learn, as evident by this YouTube channel. So for me, I don't think I could be satisfied being like a middle school or elementary teacher. I got to continue on. Maybe become like a college professor or something. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that. Actually segues really nicely into the YouTube channel. I'm not sure how many of you guys can relate to this. I know that it's only been a few years, but I feel there's a huge disconnect between watching my old content versus where I am now. I've grown so much being out and about and living life as opposed to, being a kid in a basement making videos, that I can't go back and watch a lot of the videos that I made. I'm glad I made them. I just can't stand watching them. And of course, this leads to a lot of regret as well. So I just wanted to lay some of that on the table. The rebalance mod for the Mario Kart thing that I was doing, I do regret stopping that prematurely because it was not anywhere close to being finished. It was so unbalanced. Even with like the time that we put into it, it needed so much more. And I didn't scale for that correctly. So that's one regret I definitely do have. Another is I feel like I've made a lot of enemies inside of the Mario Kart scene just by the sheer fact that I couldn't play that much. So I made a lot of tutorials on content, but I personally was not a very good player. I was okay for the time, but I wasn't anything special. But now people are doing, what are they doing? They're doing like the shooting star rainbow, like, what is it, the Ultra now? The like inside drifting bikes, like, what is it, the bikes that drift like a cart, like they're getting world records. I wasn't here for any of that. If I pissed anyone off in the Mario Kart community, I just wanted to apologize. I did not mean it, and I don't believe in holding grudges. It's just a headache to keep up with. I don't like hating people. There really is no point to holding grudges. But on top of that, I also realized how important ethos is for these teaching positions. You can be a fantastic teacher without being necessarily great at the material. But after having been in the field for like a lot more competitive stuff, I realized that my approach to teaching you guys should have been more like, hey, I learned this thing, here's what I learned, and then I share it with you, as opposed to I'm this demanding voice that you should listen to. Which I didn't mean to come off like that, but it, the quality and the effort I put into videos, it definitely came off like that. Having said that, I'm doing the same thing in Valorant. I coach a lot of our esports players. I put in parentheses because, they do a lot of the heavy lifting themselves. I just kind of like direct them every now and then. I'll give them pointers. But I realized just how important it is to really be, like, truly understand and actually be competent at doing it. Like, you don't have to be the best player in the world, but you have to be good in order to coach. There's a level of respect and competency that is required, and that's important. I don't want to undermine that. I feel like my entire life I've been undermining that idea where you don't have to be good at it to teach it. That's not true. You don't have to be an expert at everything. You could be an expert at that one specific topic, but you have to know what you're talking about. I think that the grind of YouTube and just trying to keep up with an upload schedule, it diminished that for me, where I just tried to rush and get a video out, as opposed to truly understanding and being able to explain stuff. And it shows because of all the mistakes inside of the content, which is a big reason why I can't go back and watch it. There's just too much wrong with the content I made. So I don't know what this video was supposed to be. Just general talking, a little bit of advice for anyone who's interested at making content in the future. When you make content, and it could be tutorials as well, that's fine. Don't try to sell it as something you're not. If you just learn the material, don't hide that. If you learn something and you're excited to share that with other people, sell it like that, right? Make it so, oh, I learned this cool thing. Here's this cool thing that I learned, and I'm going to show you how I learned it. But that's not by all means, everything. And that's, of course, not by all means the only way to do it. I don't know. I'm a beginner just like you. And go from there. And then that opens up avenues for other people who know more, who could come by and like help you. And it doesn't come off as hostile or degrading. Do I ever foresee myself coming back to YouTube? No. Starting out, YouTube to me is a young man's game. And I know I'm only 23. But to me, I spent a good 6 years on YouTube. I don't think I could get myself back into it. Maybe with something else. Like, I'm learning guitar. Any of you guys want to see guitar content? I guess I could do that. But this time, if I do ever do that, I'm going to make sure I present it as what it is, as opposed to what I would like it to be. I don't know, just general unk advice here is just don't fake things, right? Like, even unintentionally. I did it unintentionally. I just wanted to make good content, but it ended up becoming disingenuous. Just be aware of that. Right? And also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. When you're a kid, most people forgive you. I started doing YouTube when I was 16, 17. That may sound old to some of you guys, but that's the perfect age group to do something stupid in. And people would, the respect that people give you for trying is going to be higher than the backlash you get from doing something stupid. At least as long as you don't do anything catastrophic. So anyway, I apologize. Again, my throat, I have sniffles, cold. I have it's pneumonia. Someone in school had it and it went around and got to me. But anyway, I want you guys to all have a happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family. Stay safe. A big part of the US got a lot of snow the last couple days. So just, be safe, stay warm, eat lots of good food, and I'll see you guys all next time.